everybody, it's Kendra. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you've been here before. My video today is going to be how to make chili. We are in November, it's cold, it's yucky outside, you need some nice, warm, comfort food. And I realized I had never actually done a chili video before. So anywho, this is my recipe. I feel like everybody needs to find their own chili recipe. So I mean, just take this recipe kind of as like a starting point. Feel free to omit stuff, feel free to add stuff, more spice if you like, less spice if you prefer that way. So this recipe is basically what my mom has always done for chili. When I started making chili, I just called her and was like, yo, what do you do? How do I do this? So I'm sure I, maybe do a little bit of different proportions and measurements, but it's pretty similar. Also, I am gonna be using venison in this recipe, just because I have a lot of it. I still have venison from my dad from last year, so I'm trying to work through that. But you could totally use ground beef or ground bison even. Alrighty, let's make some chili. Alrighty, the first ingredient you are going to need is some type of ground meat. So I've got 2.5 pounds of ground venison here, but you could totally use ground beef or even ground bison. Next, I've got some onions. I've got one red and one yellow onion, diced up in pretty big chunks. You could use whatever type of onion you have. Also, I've got some garlic here. So I've actually done 1.5 full bulbs of garlic just because we really love garlic around here. Plus, garlic is really, really good for health. If you are not crazy about garlic, you can totally go less. And I've got it minced up pretty finely. I used one of those little garlic choppers. Next, I've got some celery. I took 3 stalks of celery, cleaned off the ends, washed them, and then sliced it down the middle and just roughly chopped those up. Next, I've got some carrots. So I've never actually put carrots in my chili before, but I kind of just want to put as much veg into my chili as I can. So I just took 4 or 5 carrots, peeled them, and chopped them up. And next, obviously, you need some kidney beans. So I've got 1 can of kidney beans here that I've drained and rinsed really, really well. And I've also got a can of black beans that I've drained and rinsed as well. Next, you're going to need some tomato products. So I've got 2 cans of diced tomatoes, 2 cans of tomato sauce, and I totally forgot to include this, but you are going to need ketchup. That is my secret ingredient. And finally, spices. It wouldn't be chili without chili powder. So I've got a whole assortment of chili products. I've got regular chili powder, medium, hot. This Chili 3000 product I've never actually used, and I don't actually use it in my cooking today, but I just wanted to mention it. So you're gonna need some type of chili powder. And then if you want to make this a little bit extra spicy, then you could throw in some crushed red pepper, and you are also going to want some cumin. Cumin is essential for chili. All right, let's cook. So I've got some coconut oil melted in this pot. I'm just sauteing up some onion first. I wanna get it kind of translucent, adding in some garlic, just letting that do its thing, let that cook. Now comes the celery, same thing, the carrots. I want to get the veg all kind of cooked up, just kind of let it do its thing before throwing in the meat. So I've got my venison that I've added in here. I want to get this really, really browned. I don't want to add in any of the tomato products or beans before the meat has been fully browned. Now, if you want to do this in a crock pot, if you want to make crock pot chili, totally doable, but I would totally recommend cooking your veg and browning your meat before dumping it into the crock pot. It just adds so much more for flavor. Also, if you want your meat to brown a little bit faster, you could totally remove the vegetables and then just brown the meat by itself, but I just didn't really feel like wasting an extra dish. So I just kind of did it all together. All right, so here I'm adding in some diced tomatoes. I've got 2 cans of diced tomatoes. Gonna dump those in and stir it all up. This is already starting to look super, super yum. Next, I'm gonna add in my tomato sauce. So I dumped in 1 can, and now you'll see there still is a fair amount of tomato sauce left in the can, so I'm gonna rinse that out with water and dump that in. Give it a quick stir. Now I'm gonna add in my beans. So I'm dumping in my kidney beans, my black beans, gonna stir that up. I just wanted to see how much tomato sauce I needed. I wasn't sure if I would need a second can. So here I just dumped in that second can of tomato sauce and again, rinse the can out with water. Gave it a quick stir, and now it is time for spice. So first I'm dumping in the regular chili powder. So I probably put in 3 or 4 tablespoons of chili powder. I really love chili powder. I love regular chili powder just kind of for that flavor, not so much for heat. So here I am adding in some medium chili powder and then some hot. So I probably put in maybe 2 tablespoons of the medium and about, oh gosh, probably just like 2 or 3 teaspoons of the hot. Here I'm dumping in some cumin. I love cumin with chili. It just has such a beautiful flavor. So again, probably at least like 2 or 3 tablespoons. All right, now you gotta taste it. So I tasted it and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm missing my secret ingredient. It's ketchup. This is what my mom has told me all my life. If your chili is missing something, dump in some ketchup. And I swear that little bit of sugar in the ketchup just really does beautiful things to just make everything come together and just even it all out. Again, tasted it, needed a little more ketchup, so just dumped in a little bit more. You can also add in some more spice at this point, but now all you want to do is let this sit on low for a couple hours, let it simmer, let all of the flavors really come together. All right, so my chili is done. It's so good. You know, I'll do chili with beef, but I really love venison chili. I actually had a big bowl of this for lunch. So we're like 2 hours after lunch now. It's just, yeah, it's pretty nice. Again, I would really recommend making your chili, you know, cooking everything together, getting it really going, but then just let it sit either on the stove or in a crock pot for an hour, a couple hours. I mean, in the case of a crock pot, leave it go like all day long, and you will come home to just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I know my mom always used to say, you know, chili's good the first day, but it's better the second day, it's way better the third day, it's even better the fourth day. So the batch I made today is actually a double recipe, just because I wanted to have a bunch of leftovers and I wanted some to freeze. So back here, that's all of my leftovers. So my husband and I each had a big bowl for lunch, and then we have all of that as leftovers. So I think I probably will throw a couple of those jars in the freezer and then just have chili for meals the next few days. So anywho, if you are a chili person and you make chili, I would love to hear, you know, what you do. How do you make your chili? What things do I do that are similar? What are things that are totally different? What is your secret ingredient? Because my secret ingredient is ketchup. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.